going to have a little bit of fun right now with decor, because if you're planning a holiday party this year, you may think about what's going on inside your house, but what about what's going on outside? Well, here to help us out are two ladies from the TBBs.com. Their names are Lisa Goulet and Maureen Coates. Lisa, Maureen, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're glad
Now,
to be here.
well, thank you so much for coming in, because this is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people are thinking about this, you know. What about the curb appeal of their home during the holidays? And you're going to show us two different things here, two different ideas that people can do at home. So, Lisa, why don't we start with the urn over here?
Well, this urn was done for kind of a contemporary home with some traditional bend. So we went with this style. Now, to do an urn, you should kind of take into consideration what style of home you have.
Okay.
Some homes need more glitz and glam. Some need a more earthy feel.
Right.
So take that into consideration when you're doing your urn. To start off with, I just used a pot from the summer. I add soil in the bottom.
Okay.
And once it gets outside, it freezes up and everything holds in place.
So you would add the
great
soil
idea.
in your home, do this, I guess, in a warmer space.
Well, usually I try to do it when it's still not too cold outside.
Okay.
And so then you put everything in, and then once it's had the time to set for a while, and with our winters, it freezes up and sets in no time.
It's like a big popsicle.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, what can you do to sort of embellish this a little more?
Yeah.
This is, you've got sort of the basics here, right?
Well,
and then you
yeah.
can add some embellishments
You
too.
basically what you do is you buy different greenery,
Right.
like whatever appeals to you. The draping branches are really good for hanging over the pot.
Right.
Right.
So you just kind of go along, layer them in. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. It's a little. It was outside, so it's a little stiff to get them in. But yeah, so basically you just fill them in.
I guess just make sure it's a little bit uniform, that you don't have too
Yeah.
much on one side.
And what I was going to say is, if you're doing one and you don't have a lot of space and you kind of want it up against a wall, I often use these kind of branches and I stack them at the back, so it
Okay.
gives kind of the height.
Right.
And then you can place your tall branches or birch branches at the back,
So you
and
can
it'll be high.
Right, and so you can really play with the different textures and the different types of branches that you can even find in your own yard.
Exactly,
What
when
we're
you're
using-
trimming.
Yeah, what we're using here is real greenery,
Yeah.
and then faux
Right.
greenery.
To add, yeah, and that adds a little bit of color
the
to
glitz,
it as
yeah.
well,
And
right?
we are also color matching with the decor of the house. This coppery color looks great with the house that we have in mind.
Now, would this look good on say brick?
Yes.
Sure.
Like
it
if you
would.
had a brick home, you could put
Yeah.
Yes,
something
it
like
would.
this.
Absolutely.
Depending on the color.
Right.
The coppery accents that you've picked up in this urn here, where do you find them on the house that you're decorating? What kind of house do you have in mind right now?
Well, this particular house has brown trim accents, brown front door, brown furniture on the porch, big porch. So we thought, instead of doing the traditional green and red,
Yeah.
we're trying to, spruce it up a little bit and put some glitz and glamour and try some copper.
I love the idea.
And the white kind of pops against the darker brick,
Right.
so
Right.
that's kind of why we chose the white. And then you just kind of place the ribbon. I would wire this in when I was setting it out, but for now I'm just
Right.
going to
Right.
show how you just place it in, and you can just kind of.
And you make it more festive with some bulbs
Yes,
as well.
That's
absolutely.
right.
Now,
That's right.
to do this, buy inexpensive bulbs, because we're not sure how long they're going to. They might last a season, they might
Right.
not. But they're just a nice little element to add
Yeah.
on, and we just made some curly wire to make it a little more
And
fun.
these are all unbreakable, so you're not so
Oh,
worried
okay.
about having glass on your front door.
Beautiful, and look at that.
Well, we should move over to
done.
the
So-
wreath portion here so
Yes.
that we don't run out of
Right.
time. And
Exactly.
this is obviously something that is looking a little more in the Christmassy, same sort of
Yes.
idea that you're using, same colors that you're using
Exactly.
over here. But we wanted to talk too about transitioning
Right.
sort of from something that looks more holiday season to something wintry, right?
You could take some of these glittery balls off.
Right.
Here we've got some cotton balls, which are really popular this season. They're a lot of fun. These are natural. These ones over
ones
here
are faux, so
Oh,
you can
okay.
do
They
either
look
or.
exactly
Yeah,
alike.
they look
Yeah.
exactly the same.
Yeah.
And depending, here's another element that's not necessarily Christmassy,
Yeah.
but it would look nice throughout the winter. If you don't want the glitter, take this bow off and put something on that's a little less shiny and glittery,
Right.
and it'll transition beautifully into the winter. You know, we
Yeah.
have such dull seasons sometimes.
It can
And it's
be.
not, you might as well have the front of your house.
I
up.
agree.
And just moving over here quickly, you can go with a completely different kind of feel.
Totally different.
Because this, I think, fits both.
Well, it does, but definitely transitions really, really well into winter decor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And in fact, if you want, you can add some of these colors here that we brought.
yeah, you've got
Yeah, there's-
beautiful blues here.
Like, yeah, if you
right?
didn't want the white, you could do a turquoise, depending on the style, like I said, the outside colors of your home.
Right.
You could, you know, do more of a fantasy with the turquoise and gold. It's not so screaming Christmas kind of thing. So
More of an ice princess look.
yeah,
Exactly.
that's right.
Ladies,
Exactly.
we mentioned we're just running out of time. We mentioned the TBBs at the top of the show. We know we want you want to keep it secret. People can use their own imagination.
right.
But you talk about a variety of things on your blog. Just give us some of the topics you would discuss on
Wine.
the blog. Wine is a big
Yes,
one for
wine.
you.
Dining. We've done a couple of road trips and we talk about that. We went to a big antique show in New York earlier in the season, in September. We had a wonderful time. And whatever comes
Strikes
our
our
way.
fancy, yeah.
And we're really trying to promote Ottawa.
I love it. And 6 women going on adventures together. Do you need anything more to entice you to visit the blog?
Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us today. That's the TBBs.com. That's
Yes.
your website. You can find more ideas like this and also get some tips on what to do around the city, how to have fun with your girl pals. Thank you so much,
Exactly.
ladies.
Thank you,
Thank
ladies.
you.
Thank you.
All right, coming up next, we're talking to